Hey, what's up, gentlemen and ladies? So it is currently 9 p.m. The Sony E3 2017 press conference just finished, and I figured what better time to record my recap for pretty much everything that has gone on Square Enix related leading up to E3 in the past couple days, just to, refresh you guys' memory in case you didn't hear about all of this, because I didn't actually cover every single one of these, as well as I'm going to be covering what's actually going to be going on during E3 towards the end of the video. So if you want to go ahead and wait for that, just do whatever you want. Now, as is standard with Square Enix, they do typically announce a lot of shit leading up to E3, and then, maybe like one or two major things at actual E3 itself, because, the whole point of E3 is for people to actually go and play the game. So for those of us that are not at E3, all the cool stuff actually happens beforehand, particularly during the press conferences. So I guess to start off, a couple of days ago, there was a new trailer for Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, which, as always, looks amazing. What can I say? It's FF12. I'm really looking forward to this game. It's actually coming out, let me check. I forget when it's going to come out. Okay, July 11th in North America, which is a lot closer than you'd think. It's in less than a month, so there is that. Of course, I'm going to be streaming it as soon as it comes out, all that stuff. Speaking of which, there's actually something that I wanted to tell you guys having to do with live streams and all that stuff, but I think I'll wait till after E3 and probably after my 10K special to actually tell you guys about that. So please be excited. You guys are probably seeing the trailer on your screen right now, but if you want to see the full thing, just like with everything else that I mentioned in this video, you'll be able to find it in le description. Moving on to some Kingdom Hearts, obviously the major story was the fact that there was a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 shown off not at E3 proper, but in the Orchestra World Tour concert in LA that happened to take place at the same time as E3. Don't ask. So I actually already covered this trailer on the channel. I did like a full reaction video to it if you guys want to go check that out. But there was actually some more Kingdom Hearts related stuff that happened leading up to E3 than just the trailer. So Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 remix. I want to say that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, but you guys know that I never know. It apparently got a new update as well as some new free DLC, and basically what came included in those is the update was version 1.03 for the game, and I'm just gonna straight up read what it says here. It says adjusted player movement and actions in Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2 to accommodate the 60 FPS, which is something that a lot of people were complaining about, specifically, how the game handled the whole 60 frame situation. Adjusted Kingdom Hearts 2 battle feature, no clue what that means. Fixed Kingdom Hearts 2 application error upon saving. I guess that's good that they're fixing glitches because, well, we all know that Osaka's not necessarily the best team in the world when it comes to bugs in their games. Adjusted Kingdom Hearts camera speed, which, okay, I guess. And then fixed various other issues. So in general, it just seems like they're kind of going around doing damage control. A little late, guys. The game came out like, when was that? I don't even remember when it came out. I want to say it was like March or something like that, and they're barely getting around to fixing it now. But I guess to make up for it, they did actually give us two cool little extras that I mentioned earlier. So the first one is actually a new scene for the 358 Days Over 2 movie that is included as a part of the 1.5 version of 1.5 plus 2.5. You guys may remember that the 358 one was basically just like the actual scenes from the game. It didn't really have any like battle scenarios or stuff like that, compared to the recoded one, which actually did have some of the bosses as a part of the movie. And with this one, what it basically did is it did that to a degree with the final boss of the game. So now there's actually, a cinematic there. It doesn't just be like, oh, I'm about to fight you, and then immediately cut to when you already beat the final boss, like, because it's kind of jarring in the original. So they did at that, which is pretty cool. Like, honestly, I was not expecting them to do anything to this level at all, let alone, to the degree that they did. And on top of that, they also added a theater mode for the original Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. As you guys know, some of the later Kingdom Hearts games had theater mode, so you could just go through and watch all the different cutscenes. Kingdom Hearts 1 never had that, but now it does, so like, knock yourself out, I guess. Moving on, we actually did get confirmation that Dissidia Final Fantasy, the new one for the arcades, was going to be coming to the PlayStation 4 in early 2018. Once again, I already covered this previously. I did my reactions to the trailer that was announced, and it was under the name of Dissidia Final Fantasy NT. I'm not sure what the NT actually means. A lot of people have asked me. If anybody knows and could clarify that in the comments, that would actually be awesome, but I have no clue, honestly, guys. But on top of that, they actually did show off the first 15 minutes of the game. Now, I'm not really sure what this means, like 15 minutes of the story mode or just 15 minutes of gameplay in general. Is there like a tutorial, something like that? Because as if you cannot tell, I have not actually seen the video myself. But if you guys want to see it, then I'll leave the link down in the description description. Next, there was this weird Final Fantasy game announced for the Nintendo 3DS that a lot of you guys probably didn't even hear about, but apparently it's called Picked Logica Final Fantasy, so following in the tradition of Square Enix to have the subtitle before the actual title. And from what I can tell, this was actually originally released back in 2013 for mobile phones. I'm assuming Japanese phones, because this is the first time I ever hear of it. And it is a free-to-play title, which everyone loves those, right? That is available to download from the eShop, so if you want something Final Fantasy related to play on your 3DS, get Explorers or Theater Rhythm. Don't get this. But if you've already played through those games, then I guess sure, why not give it a go. If anything, I'll say that the art style reminds me of that one game that shall not be named. And finally, we have some Final Fantasy XV related stuff, so I guess to start off, there was specifications on all of the updates that we're going to be getting during the month of June. The main thing that will be included in the June update is the Regalia Type D, which, as I mentioned in previous videos, is basically like the monster truck Regalia that lets you go off-road. Not really sure how it's gonna work, like how you're gonna acquire it, or if you're gonna be able to have it from the beginning, which would be kind of cool, but I doubt it personally. And they're also going to have the Cup Noodles helmet that I also mentioned in a previous video. I guess this is kind of cool if you wanted to wear a cup noodle on your head for some reason. But of course, the major thing that everybody is excited for Final Fantasy XV related is the fact that episode Prompto is finally going to be coming out this month. When? Well, we actually don't know yet. We just know that it's towards the end of the month. Hopefully we hear a little bit more about it during E3 itself, but I guess we'll see. And speaking of E3, there was one single appearance that Final Fantasy made at E3, and that was during the Sony conference, and it wasn't anything like Final Fantasy VII Remake or like, you know, Final Fantasy 15 DLC or something like that. I guess you could kind of consider this DLC. I don't know if it's gonna be DLC, honestly. I don't think so. But you guys remember Final Fantasy 15 VR, that game that was announced literally 1 year ago, E3 2016, and then we never heard of ever again? Well, it came back, except now it's not Final Fantasy 15 VR, it's Monster of the Deep Final Fantasy 15, and just like the title would suggest, it's a fishing simulator. So yeah, you guys remember like way back when we saw Prompto fighting with his gun against the behemoth during the episode Duscae battle and the boss, and it was all, you know, combat, you could teleport, all this kind of stuff? Well, it's not the game anymore. From what we can tell, it is pretty much just straight up 100% fishing simulator. Oh, how I love you, Tabata. I also did a reaction video to this if you guys want to watch me just sort of freak out and be like, what the hell is this, and why are they wasting time with it during the Sony conference? But if you guys want to see like the whole 40-second trailer, which probably honestly played out during this video alone, then I guess go ahead and click the link in the description. To round off the video, I'm actually going to be going through what is going to be going on Square Enix related today, the 6th, or not the 6th, what the fuck am I saying? I got confused because 6 is the month, but no, it's June 13th, so the 13th Tuesday. Today, Square Enix actually has a lot of stuff going on with Square Enix Presents, as they usually do during E3. So I'll put the picture up here so you guys can see all the different stuff that's going to be going on. The times are, of course, all Pacific because, you know, E3 is in LA. But starting off at 11:45, we're going to have the Square Enix Presents E3 2017 opening. Not really sure what that is, but don't expect it to be anything too big. It's probably just going to be like a little introduction of them saying, oh, we're Square Enix Presents. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show that we're gonna have today. Then at noon, they're gonna have the 30 years of Final Fantasy presentation, which is gonna last for half an hour. I'm not expecting them to show off too much during this. It's probably not gonna be any type of new game, but just more merch and that kind of stuff. Like if you guys remember the Final Fantasy themed wine that they were gonna be selling for $900, yeah, they're probably gonna talk about shit like that. At 12:30, there's gonna be the Dissidia Final Fantasy XIII, the 101, then 1-on-1. Not really sure what that means, but apparently it's gonna have an entire hour dedicated to it. If anything, we'll get some more Dissidia Final Fantasy NT footage from that. The game, of course, is playable at E3, so if any of you are actually at E3, which I doubt, but if there is anybody out there that is watching this video that is currently at E3, you guys should go check out Dissidia Final Fantasy NT because it's there. Then at 1:30, we're gonna have the Square Enix Presents E3 2017 trailer lineup, where I'm assuming they're just gonna go through all the different trailers that they already showed, one, and also maybe, you know, a couple new trailers, maybe a little bit more footage for some minor things, but don't really expect anything too big during this either. Towards the end at 4:30, they're gonna have the letter from the producer of Final Fantasy XIV Live, which is very typical for them for E3 again. They almost always have like a letter from the producer and or director of 14 to be there talking about the game. I don't personally play 14, so I don't know that much about it, but if you guys are into it, then go ahead and check it out. And then at 6, they'll have the day 1 wrap-up where they basically will just recap the entire thing. You guys can watch that, or you can watch my recap video that I'll be making on everything that happens on day 1 tomorrow. Sorry if there's like any major stuff announced during the day that I don't get to cover, but today is actually my high school graduation, so I'm not gonna get to watch all this stuff live, sadly. At least not the majority of it, but I'll try to cover stuff as best as I can. Hopefully you guys can bear with me while this is going on. Just, they couldn't have picked any other day, really? But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.